Assalamualaikum and very good evening. My name is Firdaus bin Muzamir, the metric number S59911. Today I would like to present my research paper about the requirement of operator to operate the ship control center for autonomous ship. For the introduction, the autonomous itself can be defined as a vehicle that can sense its surroundings and functions without human intervention. International Maritime Organization has progressively begun to establish specification linked to autonomous vessels in order to meet the new needs placed by MESS on international maritime treaties, norms and standards in the future. The requirement for the growth of future seafarers' education must keep up with the demand in order to meet the requirement of the fully autonomous vessel to be implemented, and innovations and renovations must be applied from the start. The functioning of virtual ships unmanned is entirely dependent on skilled workers on inland. To cope with the remote and changing maritime navigation environment, skilled professionals inland must have a greater understanding of network information technology and automation technology, as well as larger knowledge surveyor. So the next is problem statement. The ship control center (SCC) is a crucial base for the autonomous ships where it is a center to remotely maneuver the vessel from inland. Unmanned ships are designed to be at least as safe as human ships, in part because they can keep the seafarers out of potential dangerous situations. A ship that has the ability to operate one or more levels of autonomy is said to be autonomous. These include both remotely controlled and completely autonomous ships that can operate with or without seafarer on board, as well as ships with autonomous processes and decision assistance. So that is important to identify the requirement of the operator working at SCC into account to make sure the smoothness operating in autonomous ship achieved. There are three objectives in this research. Number one, to identify whether that is necessary to introduce the training or simulation might be needed to remote control an unmanned vessel. Number two, to investigate the requirement for the operator to work at the ship control center to maneuver the ship autonomously. And number three, to obtain the competitive seafarers, crew, officer, or master which complies to the demand in the autonomous vehicles in the future. This is my literature review. I've got 5 references that I refer to make this research. Next is methodology, data collections and data analysis. For the step 1, data collections undertaken by different experiences. The survey has been undertaken by different experienced seafarers between the experienced seafarer and non-experienced seafarer. The data collected by the questionnaire that have been distributed to the participants. For the step 2, data analysis by the experiment for the different groups and the different kind of equipment to perform the task. The experiment was designed to address the following research question. Number 1, what equipment configuration is best for ship control center if the operator have a marine experience? Number 2, what equipment configuration is most suited for ship control center if the operator have no marine experience? And number 3, how can seafarers and non-seafaring maritime professionals' navigational performance can be compared? For the step 3, result. The simulator instructor rated and ranked the participant based on the safety and efficiency of the route they travel, as well as their absolute proximity to the goal. And lastly, for the step 4, compare results between groups. Compare and rated the groups based on their performance on maneuver the ships to the destinations with a given task. For the expected result, the research experiment was divided into 2 groups, experienced seafarer and non-experienced seafarer. Both of the groups are evaluated on the ability to maneuver the ship, full bridge or limited equipment, reach the destination, problem solving, and correct familiarity. For the ability to maneuver the ship, Experienced and non-experienced seafarer were able to steer the MASS safely in a traffic scenario with no collision happen. For full bridge or limited equipment, the experienced seafarer better with both either full bridge or limited equipment provided. For the non-experienced seafarer, only good on full bridge equipment. For reached destinations, both of the groups, experienced and non-experienced seafarer, was not reached the destination. For problem solving, experienced seafarer took action in a rather strategic and more proactive manner with the more frequent use of VHF in order to coordinate actions and maneuvers with other ships around. While the non-experienced seafarer appeared to take into account maneuvering characteristics in MOTAC and also observe the response to the maneuver more carefully. For the correct familiarity, the experienced seafarer seems it navigate in way more compliant to correct, while the non-experienced seafarer didn't practice the usage of the correct. For the conclusions, that is necessary to have training and simulation specifically to operate the autonomous ships by remotely at the ship control center by the certified navigational operators. The requirement for specific training concerns that may be required to remotely control an autonomous vessels will be the subject of further investigations. The importance of communicating with other ships will also be the key topic for investigations. The experimental setup has demonstrated its competitiveness among seafarers, crew or master viability for studying difficulties relating to vessel remote control. So these are the sources that I use as my references to this research. So that's all. Thank you.